Yeah. So.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna make a video. You gonna help me, Lindsay? Baby? I think it'd be awesome if you helped me because I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I want to do it soon. It's about coronavirus.
About math?
No, it's about everything and math. Baby, look good. Coronavirus. Excuse me. So I've been using this website, worldometers.info, specifically info/coronavirus/USA-coronavirus/ what the hell is this? Oh my god, they're changing it. Yeah, so they've been changing it to include a state-by-state analysis, because people want that. 150 people dead, as well as cases confirmed for the people that got the tests. 9,261. Today is March 18th, by the way. 8 p.m., so we're nearing the end of the day. Does it look good, baby? Oh, it's that guy.
Looks okay.
Yeah, it could be good. So today, the Dow. Trying to say something. Oh, Fast and Furious produced this too? It's number 4 in the US today. There's a statistic for you. So today, March 18th, Wednesday, the Dow closed below 20,000 points for the first time since 2017. So, it's been a while. I would like to make a video, show you a video. Total cases, oh my god. Yeah, this weekend, a couple of my friends came in from New York to visit us, and we hung out with them all day Saturday, so I'm worried. I mean, they weren't symptomatic or anything. I haven't heard anything lately about them being sick, but I mean, come on. Any travel's bad travel right now. And so that was Saturday. Today's Wednesday. So it's the 4th day. It usually takes 5 days from getting it to start exhibiting symptoms. So we're going to see if I feel sick tomorrow or the next day. Then I'll start self-quarantining. So what's interesting about all these graphs, this is the total cases in US. And this is on the website worldometers.info /coronavirus/country/US/ is that if you put it in, they got these really cool graphs. You can put it in log scale, which means that, for every distance on the y-axis, unit distance, it actually goes up by 10x. So instead of it being like a linear increase, it goes from 10, 100, 1K, 10K, and the K stands for thousands, so that's like 10,000. So we almost have 10,000 here. So when you do that, you see that after a certain point, and just right around March 1st, you can see how the virus catches in America. And from that point on, it follows an exponential growth. And exponential growth will show up as a straight line on this log scale. So 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in 8 days it goes from 100 to 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then so tomorrow, the 18th, so that's actually at the end of the day. Today we'll probably have 10,000. And this is confirmed cases, man. It's not new news that confirmed cases is complete bullshit, considering we don't have enough testing. We have no idea how many people really fucking have it. Only people who are symptomatic are getting tested. We don't have enough test kits. And this happened in other countries. The only country that we can really use the info for is South Korea, because they're testing just about everyone. I mean, they're testing everyone. So, I mean, right here you got a 3.4 mortality rate by who, but everyone knows it's probably closer to 1% if you really consider that there's a lot of undetected cases. So, I mean, if you look in South Korea, boom, right there. 8,413 cases and 84 deaths, and a lot of people recovering. So let's just look at this. Look at the total cases. And they're known for doing a lot of tests, even on people who don't have symptoms of the virus. Look at this. They're basically capping it off. It's a logistics type equation mathematically. And so, look, right at the beginning in February, kind of linear here, and then they really started capping it off. I mean, look at that. It's insane. That's really good for them. We're not going to see that in America, I don't think. I mean, look at this. Active cases. It actually is going down. So, what did they do right? I mean, drive-through testing, right? Well, we tried to do it, but we don't have enough tests. So, I don't know what's going on with that. Look how linear this death rate is on the linear scale. You'd expect a logarithmic type linearity, but if you go log, you see that it's actually curving down. So, I mean, instead of things getting out of control and increasing exponentially, and I go by death rate, I think that's a number you can, rely on as opposed to the total cases, because who knows how many people really have it. I mean, there's a number of people who have it, but we don't know what that number is. But if you look at what's going on in South Korea, March 1st, 21 deaths. March 11th, 60. So it's only 4 deaths a day over a sustained period. So if we go, I mean, look at that, 4 deaths per day over this period, no exponential growth. So that's just incredible for them. New recovery, new cases, death rate. Look at that, down to 5%. So I mean, if you do it right, recovery rate 94.5%. So based off of that, I'd like to see in the comments you guys guess what movie we're about to watch. So in this section of the video, I want to talk about the United States. And so right now it's reported about 9,300, 150 deaths. Again, date is March 18th, almost at the end of the day. Uh-oh, Cody's gonna work out now. Challenger. Kayaks, guys. Challenger. It's inflatable. That's the best part. So, I was talking about coronavirus in America. This is what's reported. I think this is a more reliable number, and we see that we have more deaths than recovered. You probably already know, but the problem that could arise is that we run out of hospital beds and ventilators and that sort of thing as things get hectic. So, we're mid-March, and Trump outlined our sort of half quarantining or, non-essential quarantine, restaurants shutting down, don't travel, all that, try to work from home. So, that strategy is probably going to be very helpful. But just keep in mind that what the hell's going on? This exponential growth that we're seeing will probably continue because despite, these new strategies to suppress the spread, because this is delayed. These are from this time, and these are from this time. I heard somewhere that it takes about 20 days for you to get it till when it kills you. That's if you're someone who dies from it. So 20 days is about 3 weeks. So people who beat it maybe beat it, within 2 weeks, maybe 1 week. But for the people who die, they're battling it from the second week to the third week, and then losing that battle. So it's an extended battle when you die because you're fighting it. But if you beat it, it's probably gonna be less than that. Point being, it's about 20 days average time to get it till the person dies. If we look at death rates, the people who died from here to here probably got the virus here, where there's, hold on, I don't think I did that math right. So the people here who died probably got the virus around this time when there was like no one dead from this virus in our country. So no one's freaking out around the turn of the month, end of February, March 1st. No one was freaking out. But the people who died, they all got it from this time period. So even though today, March 18th, the number's 150 right now on March 18th, so this will update at the end of the day. It follows a log growth, exponential growth. So even though we're taking all these measures right now to suppress the spread, we're not going to see this log rate, this exponential growth, start to curve down until after 3 weeks. So if we plot this sucker, I got the numbers right here. So this is March. Here's, February 29th will be our 0 point. So that when you go from 29 to March 1st, it lines up with my data points. So 29th, there's 1 case. March 1st, there's 1 case. Death cases. People dying from COVID-19. Then on the 2nd, 6 people in the U.S. had died from COVID-19, all the way to March 13th, where there was 49 total deaths in the U.S. from COVID-19. And then I got this trend line, 4.72 times e to the power of 1.85 times x, where x is the number of days after February 29th. So March 8th is 8 days after February 29th. And well, look at this R squared value. Oh man, 0.978. The closer you are to 1, the better your trend line is. Well, that's actually false according to mathematicians everywhere. Because any exponential model will closely follow the curve. And R value close to 1 isn't a good indicator that your trend line will accurately predict the model. Mainly because there are not enough data to get a good model here, and the data are too small in value, it's too soon. Well, I'll tell you this, if any exponential model will follow it, then let's use it, because at least it will give us a rough idea, and it will be good to estimate it, and will be accurate, maybe at least in magnitude. So if we use this model I came up with, and this model is only through the 13th of March. And so in this red or orange line, I can't really tell, I'm colorblind. I have the actual deaths, like I said, 1, 1. Oh yeah, by the way, this is in log scale, which, as I said earlier, for each time you go up in the y-axis, it's times 10. So you go from 1 to 10, then to 100, then to 1,000, then 10,000. So using the model, here we are at March 17th, and I'm having it predict that March 18th, our closing number will be 131, and wouldn't you know it, that is not accurate. Deaths are 150. So I've actually noticed over the past couple of 3 days that this death rate in the United States has been increasing. It's very slight, but from here it's kind of actually curving up a little bit, and especially once we get that 150 number up, maybe it'll be there. You know what we can do? Let's put that guy in there. 150. So look at that thing spike up. And I'm gonna have to come up with a new model, huh? Maybe this E number, the rate value, will be closer to 0.2. We'll just have to wait and see. If anything, we might see numbers curve more like over and up in here. So we might see these numbers happen sooner. And I haven't even talked about these numbers yet. I mean, I'm predicting that we're going to have over 1,000 deaths by the end of the month. You know, going into April, it's going to be up over 1,000. And at that time, it's going to be getting close to killing about the same amount of people per day as the flu. They estimated this flu season over 120 days has killed anywhere from 22,000 people to 45,000 people in America. And if you divide that out, how much calculators? What did I say? 45K divided by 120. You get 375 deaths per day from the flu, or their lower number was 22,000 over 120. You get 183 deaths per day. Going from March 31st to April 1st, we see that we get close to that number, the estimated number of flu deaths per day. Going into April, it's going to start killing more people than the flu. Almost 1 week into April, we're going to see nearly 5,000 deaths. And at that point, it's going to be killing over 500 people per day. Now, April 6th is 3 weeks from right about when Trump really put into place this idea that we need to really start stopping the spread. So remember, there's a delay before the actions we take today and what we're going to see and how it's able to curb what actually happens, because the people who die from it 3 weeks from now, they're getting it today. So right at that point, it will start to curb down. We hope, right? So that's why I'm only modeling to April 6th. At that point, we'll see our rate start to cap. Come on, 550 U.S. deaths per day from COVID-19 is insane, because that's going to be twice as many deaths per day as a bad flu season. I think you guys probably know this. The problem is that there's potential for the hospitals to get overrun by it. They only have so many ICU units or beds or ventilators, which you need in these critical cases for the people who have a bad situation with COVID-19. That 3-week battle where they lose it, they need a ventilator to win. Once you get to that critical point, it's about a 50-50 shot of living once you're on that ventilator. But that's the last measure. And they need to do that because it attacks your lungs. And at that point, they're forcing your lungs to work. It's a mechanical lung. One of the crazy parts about that is once they start using a mechanical lung, if you're conscious, you're going to fight the mechanical lung, and it's going to become out of sync with it. And when you fight it, it causes inflammation in your lungs, which makes the problem worse. So they actually have to knock you out at that point, put you to sleep, so that the mechanical lung can do its job. So that's pretty freaking scary, especially because they only have so many of these ICU beds and ventilators. If you don't have a ventilator and you're in critical condition, it goes from being a 50-50 shot to now you have no chance to survive. And then also, if you're taking up ICU beds with 500 deaths per day and you're battling it for 1 week, I mean, I don't know, that means there's a lot of people in those beds with COVID-19 battling it. And that means that other people who need ICU will not be able to get a bed. The hospitals become overrun. So whether you have COVID-19 and that's why you need a hospital and you're in critical condition, or let's say you have a stroke or heart failure, that happens a lot here in America. Anything, maybe even a bad case of the flu, you're not going to get a bed. So that's going to be problematic, because maybe there's the treatment to cure you, especially, stroke. If you get to it fast enough, they can save you. But if you don't have enough doctors, don't have enough beds to treat this stuff. So that's why they talk about flattening the curve, because you don't want to get overwhelmed.